Hey guys, it's Coach Lew coming to you today to talk about healthy eating and how to balance that all out to help you achieve the lifestyle and the goals that you want. Before we get started into eating, I've got to give you a little disclaimer here. The following statements and information is provided for information purposes. You use your own judgment in whatever you implement or decide to follow through or try. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA or nor are they intended to replace medical advice nor cure or prevent any disease. As always, check with your doctor, healthcare professional prior to beginning any dietary, exercise, or self-help program. With that out of the way, let's get into how to balance your healthy eating into your lifestyle. As you know, for quite a while, I've done a healthy eating and lifestyle seminar, which is a very intensive seminar that gets into the whole balance of lifestyle. And healthy eating is only a piece of that because you can't just do one. What I've found is all kinds of practitioners and medical professionals have their way. Um, Being a certified trainer and a boot camp instructor is part of, the whole ball of wax that we do here. I could quickly tell you, just do boot camp and that's going to be the key to your fitness. That's going to be the key to your weight loss. Boom, boom. And get you so hyped up that that is the only piece of it. Or you go to a dietitian. They said, oh, yeah, abs are made in the kitchen. We have all these comments and views and my God, there's 101 diets, and there's always the next diet that has it all by doing XYZ or eliminating XYZ, and really just totally obliterating everything we've been taught. There's a lot that we've been taught that's bullcrap. There's a lot of things that have been proven that healthy food or healthy diet or all natural on labels and so forth doesn't mean a whole lot. There's some things you really got to look at when you're looking at what you're taking into your body and why you're taking those into your body. So we're going to delve into that a little bit today. We're going to give you a little preview of what would be the eating portion of Healthy Eating and Lifestyle seminar. We're also going to cover calories versus nutrition today. What's more important? How do you balance them out? When you're supposed to eat, fasting, stuff like that. We've already done the fasting last week. If you haven't seen that video, go back and do the training on fasting. And then we're going to really delve into whole versus blended versus juicing. Everybody's got an opinion there too. Is do you eat your foods whole, cooked, raw? Do you blend them or blend smoothies, that type of thing better? Or is it better to juice? And I'm going to talk about each of those individually and then maybe how to combine them for the maximum effect for you. This could be fun today. This definitely could be an awesome way to get into understanding and going on your own journey. What I am not going to do for you today is give you a diet to go on. I am not a dietitian as such, where I'm going to go, here's your diet, here's Lew's diet, here's Coach Lew's diet, do it exactly like this. What we can do is go, if you follow some basic rules and you find the things within those basic rules that are going to nourish your body, get your body operating at 100%, you are going to find that the weight loss comes with that, the energy comes with that, but there's massive amounts of choice within there. And then there's going right on back to some basics, guys. We've got to face a reality. I'm going to use an example that one of my favorite breakfasts is my almond flour waffles that Jen makes all the time. So they're amazing. Almond flour waffles, there's no downside to that. There's no wheat, there's no gluten, there's no lectin factor in there. And they're delicious. And you can make them all up on Sunday and have them all in the freezer for the week. And you can put cacao chips in them. You can put blueberries on them. Blueberry and mango is in my case. You can add some organic honey. You can add some vanilla, some organic almond extract. You can add some banana, apples. My God, whatever you want to put in them, and you've got a delicious gourmet breakfast. Big red flag comes up here, though. If you're allergic to almonds, it doesn't matter how wonderful that is for my body, it could kill you. So we got to look and go, okay, we got to make sense of all of it. This is why I will not give somebody a diet and say, this is what I eat, this is what you must eat. What we do is we create a dietary lifestyle for you that will help you to do something sustainable, something you enjoy, and it's absolutely fueling your body, because in the long run it is about fueling that energy and fueling your body and your brain. We're going to talk about that too. Your body fuel and your brain fuel is a little bit different. So we're going to talk about why and how you fuel both of them, and when and how that occurs, and what likes what the best. Make sense? Are you with me on this? This is not going to be a boring session. It's going to be a pretty quick session because I'm going to give you an overview and cut you loose on designing your dietary lifestyle. Sound like a car dealer commercial, don't I? All right, so for years we've been hit with all these fad diets, right? And some of them work some of the time. Everybody's got a diet that worked for them, that they lost the weight on this diet. Or, hopefully more than a diet, a whole lifestyle. But, sometimes you meet that person, you go, wow, you dropped the weight, you kept it off, or in some cases put some weight on if somebody's underweight. You look great, your energy's great, your complexion's great, your health, concerns have eliminated or gone down. And they say it's because of XYZ diet. So some of the diets work some of the time. The problem is most diets fail most times. Usually people end up gaining the weight back plus, or end up with health issues because of these radical diets. So what's missing in the diets that are not working, or what's missing the way they're being handled, or what's missing in that person's dietary lifestyle? One commonality that we have in it all is almost always sustainability due to the stringent restrictions of a diet. Okay, I can't eat any meat whatsoever, ever. It's got to be 100% raw. It's got to be 100% no animal product. It's got to be only animal product. It can only be cooked. It can only be raw. It can be, you've got to eat every hour and 17 minutes to a T, and you've got to stop and blend this up and cook that. And, people finally say, screw it. I'm not going to do this. I can't meal prep 24/7. Although it would be great to see more people meal prepping, and that is an important thing, but we can't do this, or it's all cooked mush, or it's all soups, or eat an only fruit diet. None of that is sustainable, guys. So what are we going to do? How do we get a sustainable diet that gives us what we want? And let's reterm that diet. Look at the first three letters, DIE, with a little T. You feel like you're going to die when you're on a diet. No wonder nobody sticks to it. They suck. I got to go on a diet. Do you ever see somebody's face like, I got to go on a diet. The doctor told me to go on a diet. I got to do this. Now, you get somebody that goes, you know what, I found a dietary lifestyle that works for me. Man, I feel great and I look great. And people go, man, da 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 da. That reinforcement, bam. You wake up, you feel great. Your body's looking great. It's operating great. And people look at you and go, hey, win, win, win. That's not a diet. That's adopting a dietary lifestyle that maximizes your energy, maximizes your ability to maintain your healthy weight, and maximizes your health. Are you with me on this? Is anything worth not feeling good about? Have you ever eaten something you know you're going to feel like crap afterwards? Yeah, I know we all have. So here's the deal. Let's step up. Take control of this. Learn about it. But then implement it and just effing eat. People say to me all the time, give me your diet, give me your diet. How do you do it? How do you Mr. Clean, this, that, and the other? And, what do you do each day? And I'm like, I just have and eat. I've gotten to the point. Now, I didn't start there. I've gotten to the point I get up and freaking eat. I eat. This is what I do. Okay, great. My almond flour waffles, a great salad for dinner. Once in a while, with dinner comes a little bit of seafood of some sort, or fish, or a small portion of lean meat, or some uncured nitrate-free bacon crumbled up on the salad. Healthy oils. It's something different a little bit. You can put some citrus on that salad to make it taste good. Stay away from wheat. There's some basic rules, but wow, I eat. My shakes. I know what goes in my shakes. I know they're cacao, it's raw cacao, it's egg protein powder. I know that I'm using my Udo's oil. I know that I use coconut water and almond milk, all organic, spinach. I know what I'm putting in my body, but I don't have to sit there and go, oh, what should I got to create this big old recipe today, and I got to eat this mushy tofu. And by the way, I hate tofu. Some people love it, God bless you, but it is soy, and soy is not something I am a proponent of, put it that way, for many reasons. Um, Soy is not good for men's bodies because it's loaded with estrogen, unless you want man boobies and feeling like you're going to cry all the time. And same thing for women. Women don't need any additional estrogens because it can wreak a lot of havoc in the body. We don't want to put that estrogen in either men or women that's in soy. I am not a proponent of soy, guys, and I will stand by that one strongly, 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 unless you need more estrogen. It produces estrogen like hormones in the body, and that is not a good thing. So stay away from the soy. If there's something I'm going to say is one of the big rules, stay the heck away from the soy. If you don't eat meat, you're going, well, I want a protein source. There's a lot of other ways to get good, healthy plant proteins other than soy. So please put a big red X on soy. Not much that I go against like that. Dairy products, same thing. I feel very strongly about those, with the exception of yogurts because of the cultures. But anyway, I'm getting off track. That's all stuff for later on in what we're going to talk to you about today. So let's talk real quick about some popular diets, what their ups and downs are, why some of them work, why they don't. All right, we have got one of my favorites, in essence, that is out there because there's a lot of good to it if done properly and incorporated with another diet. And I'm going to tell you at the end kind of what my school of thought is. The keto diet is one of those dietary diets that is absolutely good for brain health if you're eating those fats, the healthy fats, the refined coconut oils, stuff like that, because your brain operates on ketone energy a lot better than it does on sugar energy. So cognizance-wise, brain health-wise, keto diet has some really cool parts there. So I've extracted pieces of that and adopted them, and bam, my cognizance is much better. My energy level's better. Stuff like vision is clearer. Stuff like that. And I'm not coming to you to say, do keto and it's going to cure Alzheimer's and blah, blah, blah. Remember, we're not talking about curing diseases or anything like that. We're talking about maximizing your body so that it can take care of itself. So keto's got some good stuff for brain health, in my opinion. However, keto people take it to the wrong extreme. They're eating boiled chicken. They're eating regular bacon. They're guzzling down way too much animal product and way too much animal fats. That is not good. That is going to create problems in the body between the acid it creates, between the cholesterol intakes there. Am I saying don't eat any animal fats? No, I'm not saying that. Eggs happen to be a wonderful part of a diet, in my opinion. So choose it wisely. The mushy cheese and meat and cooked to death stuff, part of keto, no. The parts of keto where you eat avocado, you do the coconut oil, and combined with some fasting is very good for brain health. So keto has a little piece there that's great. Adkins, dude's dead, had a heart attack. Eat all the big fatty foods you want, and you're going to lose weight and you're going to stink like hell in the process because your body's dumping water. Yeah, you lose weight on Atkins. I did Atkins at one point, knocked off 10 pounds like before I could blink my eyes, and stunk, bad breath, bad body odor. It's going to make you have trouble going to the bathroom. The problem with Atkins is, and here's where people did the induction portion of it and thought they're going to live on bacon, eggs, and sausage and pile on their plate full of this and lose weight and yada yada. Adkins did tell you after the induction phase to go into salads and cleaner eating, but nobody ever read past the first couple chapters of the book. They started losing weight. Things were great, and then they ended up feeling like crap. They plateaued, they gained back weight, and they said this shit don't work. So Adkins is what it is. God rest his soul. Man was on to some portions of keto. Um, Brilliant doctor, but he also, didn't stress, going into a much cleaner lifestyle enough because most people never got past the induction diet portion of that. Vegetarian. Now, vegetarian does not necessarily mean healthy. The healthiest I ever was, well, the most weight I ever lost when I took off my weight and kept it off was being a raw vegetarian. The healthiest I was pescatarian, put in with that with some fish because I did have trouble with the proteins. Complete proteins are important because it has all those building blocks, the amino acids. The essential amino acids are what make up a complete or an incomplete protein. So the amino acids help the protein to rebuild the muscle. Putting this in plain English for you. So what happens is if you don't have all of those, it's like using a lower grade of gas. You're going to run, but you're not going to run as good. So some of those amino acids were seriously missing for the most part. So I had a little trouble with maintaining the muscle mass I wanted. But my blood levels, my triglycerides, my cholesterol went nice and low. Blood pressure came down. Lots of good stuff on a raw vegetarian diet. The big red flag there is certain foods I was eating even then are inflammatory to the body because of the lectins in them. Tomatoes, cucumbers, nightshades. Give you a quick rundown. Avoid them. Avoid them. If you're going to eat cucumbers, take off the skin and take out the seeds. The lectins in there, which are the plant defenses, the plant poisons to keep the plant from being attacked by predators because they obviously can't fight back or get up and move. In those are toxic to the body, toxic to the digestive system. Really shed a lot of light on that in reading Dr. Gundry's book, but also seeing Dr. Gundry speak live at an event I was at. He's on to something there, but now there again, Dr. Gundry's very intelligent man, went from being a heart surgeon to trying to heal more in the nutritional side and prevent because he was sick of seeing all these heart surgeries come across. So he started, treating at the nutritional level first, which spurred a revolution there. Great guy, still recommends, if you read his recipes, a lot more cooking and a lot more animal product in some cases than I would necessarily put in my body. So he's on the right track. So that's a good diet to, watch on the plant paradox, watch the ones that are toxic to you and eliminate those, but still keep most of your diet raw vegetarian or pescatarian, or we're going to get to what I really recommend in a minute. There's the vegan diet. Let me ask you a question, and my vegan friends out there, I absolutely love you. Have you ever seen a vegan that didn't have dark circles, extremely white skin, and look a little bit ill? The reason being, and now we're not talking raw vegan, vegetarian, clean. We're talking vegan, you can eat anything as long as it's not an animal product. Vegan cupcakes, vegan this, sugar that. That is not the true heart of the vegan diet. But a lot of people, hey, it's not an animal product, I can eat it, it don't matter. I'm vegan, so I can eat all these cupcakes and sugars and this, that, and the other, and that is not good for the body either. It's a high acid diet when you're consuming a lot of those sugars. So that may or may not work. Vegan in the raw vegetarian side would be great, but vegan, just because it's not an animal product, doesn't mean it's good for your body. Does that make sense? So I'm not picking on you if you're vegan. I'm just making sure that you understand that just because you say, hey, it's not an animal product, does not mean you should consume it. There are still things that would be acceptable in that diet that you really shouldn't be putting in your body. So it sounds like I was getting at you there a little bit. If you're one of my vegan friends out there, I'm not. I just want you to be aware that I understand that it cannot be an animal product on the vegan side, but you got to make sure that's not the only delineation you use to decide what you do put in your body. Paleo. Paleo is close to a good diet. Paleo Mediterranean, where it's mostly vegetable, and if you're going to eat meats, they're lean, clean meats. So that could be pretty decent in a sense, but again, there's a lot of okay, I can eat all the meat and veggies I want, and they can be all cooked to death, and it doesn't matter which one it is, or how lean, or if it's organic, or if it's pastured, or if it's got hormones or antibiotics. Paleo doesn't really address that, hey, just because it's meat or veggies and getting rid of the wheat doesn't mean that it's good for you. Okay? A paleo diet where somebody eats mostly raw vegetables and a little bit of lean, antibiotic, organically raised meats and so forth can be a very good dietary lifestyle because of eliminating wheat. Now, let's talk real quick about wheat before we move on. Wheat, the problem with wheat is the lectins, guys. And years ago, I used to tell you that the sprouted grains were better than the processed grains. Yes, they were. But I would still eat the sprouted grain bread and go, okay, yummy, it's better, it's not processed, it's got no preservatives, way step up, but why do I still feel bloated, and why do I still not, something's missing, something's not right? Well, the wheat itself, the lectins in the wheat are going to really, really agitate the digestive system. And to put it simply, we have all this leaky gut, and you can spend hours learning about it, and it sounds like a really weird, like something's leaking back or forth. What that means is these lectins in the wheat or in some of the vegetables we talked about earlier, or in other foods, they create the pores in the intestines to open larger. So you think, oh, it's great, it should let stuff flow in better. And it's not what happens. What happens is it lets stuff that's a normal barrier to flow into your blood system that shouldn't be going in. And wheat is inflammatory. Also, stuff comes back out into your digestive system that maybe shouldn't. So it opens a door. How would we, let's put it to like a private club. Say you belong to a private club and you spend $10,000 a month to go there, and all of a sudden the door guards leave and leave the doors open and anybody can come in, and you've got everybody coming in and taking advantage of, maybe it's a health club and they're taking advantage of all your equipment and all your massages and everything else, and you're going, hey, I paid for this, and who's watching? There's no gatekeeper. Hello, I can't, wait a minute. The good stuff's going, hey, I'm being drowned out, or you as in the person who paid to join this club. Well, everything's coming in and taking advantage. Well, that's the same type of deal. The bacteria, this, that, the other that are not supposed to get into your blood are getting in. So if that makes sense, it was a goofy analogy, but if that makes sense to you. Raw diet, okay? Raw can be awesome. I am very big into the raw foods, it's in their natural state, the way God put them on this earth. Cooking is reserved for very few things. Don't go eat a raw piece of chicken or a raw piece of pork and say, Coach Lew says raw is the best. No, you're going to get deathly sick. When it comes to my fish, I like my fish raw. That's up to you, because you got to make sure you're getting it from a reliable source, because that can be loaded with bacteria or other toxins if it's not the right fish. So that's a whole nother story. But, certain things you cook. If you do eat pork, you do eat, chicken, make sure it's cooked properly. But raw should be a big portion. Raw veggies, raw celery, You want to get that fiber. You want to get those enzymes. You want to get those nutrients before they're cooked to death. You take, take celery. You take it and you eat it. It's a natural source of a lot of vitamins. It's very water rich. You cook celery up in a stew and you kill off all those enzymes that help it digest and get the vitamins and the nutrients. You kill that all off. You boil out all the water. It becomes a dead food rather than a living food that energizes your body. So I'm not going to talk you into doing some kind of crazy dietary thing where, everybody's like, oh, bird seed, you're just a bird, da 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 da. So, getting these things set up in a way that you can win. So, what would be my dietary recommendation? I've taken the good of these and then I punched them to the ground because I've made what was the popular diet and people were getting all kinds of success and then ending up fatter after the fact and sick and this, that, the other. I've knocked all these into the ground. I've said, oh, these are good because, and I've kicked the shit out of them. So you're going, what the hell do we do? Well, the best terminology I'm going to give you and the best atarian to be is a flexitarian. Flexitarian means that you eat from the food groups that you need the nutrients from at the right times and in the right amounts and the right combinations. Wow, that sounds like work again. Pretty easy. 80% raw. So that's going to mean you're going to keep it to 80 to 90% vegetables because most meats are not going to be raw. Most grains are not going to be raw, or most flours, which we're going to talk about flours in just a second. So 80-90% raw veggie and cooking what's necessary, eggs, etc., might be a good idea. So yeah, I eat eggs. Do I eat a little bit of meat? Yes. Do I eat excessive amounts of meat? No. When I do, I try to keep it towards a healthy wild caught fish or wild caught seafood as opposed to farm raised, which has additives and food colors and blah 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 added to it. So remember, you are what you're eating. Corn, please stay away from corn products. Corns are very high in lectins, very difficult to digest. Very simply, corn is not the way to go. So things to avoid real quick, get your pencils out for this. Excessive amounts of fatty meats, corn products, wheat products, high lectin count vegetables, and you're going, what the heck can I eat? And any fat that is not a healthy fat coming from, coconut oil and olive oil, something on that order, avocado, that's an awesome healthy fat that gives you energy. Fat energy gives you a lasting, even energy, where sugar energy gives you a punch and a crash. Punch and a crash. So these are just, I'm trying to really simplify this. I know this sounds goofy and you go, we kind of know all this already, but combine this flexitarian with 80 to 90% raw, 80 to 90% vegetable and fruit. Watch your fruits. They can be like Dr. Gundry says, they can be like candy because they can be really high in sugars. So use your fruits as a treat. Mango is one of the best. Berries are low glycemic and tend to have a lot of antioxidants. But the thing I'm really going to hit you with here, guys, it's super, super freaking important. Go for your organic foods. I realize even organic foods are not as clean as they used to be, but there's still some regulation making sure that you stay off of those toxins. Watch your coffees. Make sure you're with organic coffee, especially because the commercially grown coffees can be some of the most toxic, insecticide-ridden, pesticide-ridden compounds. Although coffee in itself is one of the most antioxidant rich, a little bit of caffeine is generally okay unless you have a sensitivity. It vasodilates, which allows for more blood flow, which combined with some of the healthy fats seems to have a lot of effect on brain health according to a lot of research. Do some of your research on this. I could talk for hours on it, but don't blindly follow what I'm saying. Go out and check this stuff out and try to stop jumping for the newest diet, the newest fad, Because one of the problems with the newest diet pill, the newest diet, the newest workout, sometimes it hasn't been tested and proven. There's not the medical backing. See, I have a dear friend who's a medical doctor who's done all his postdoctorate in uh, nutritional healing and brain health and in natural treatments towards cancer. So a lot of when I get an idea or I think I'm onto something, I'll pass this stuff by him for I want that medical background on these ideas. Also to get that view of okay, yes, he's a medical doctor, but he's based more in a holistic healing and prevention mindset. So we're not talking about, hey, what pill can we do to lower cholesterol? How can we do this in a healthy fashion through food and so forth? So you get where I'm coming from here. This is not just Lew pulling stuff from his ass because I am not a doctor. This is Lew doing a lot of research. This is Lew passing it by a doctor before I would say, hey, why don't this is a good idea to try. Let's talk about this. I like to have that you know, I don't want to say devil's advocate. I'm going to say God's advocate because my friend's also a very good Christian guy. So, to really advocate, making sure that we're not going on some fad and going, hey, go do Atkins because it's working. And a lot of us in our profession tend to grab onto that thing that looks like it's working immediately because we want the newest and best. Yes, hell yeah, we want the newest and best. I want to bring you the best, but I also want to make sure that we're bringing you the truly best. And the truly best is designing your dietary lifestyle that works for you in the best way. And no, that doesn't mean Kit Kat bars. I don't care how much you like them, they're shit. Okay? Don't eat it. If you do, zag snack once a week and have half of one. Okay, it doesn't mean you can never have a cupcake again. It doesn't mean you can never have some of those things, but very, very limited to make it a treat. And you'll figure it out. When you're eating clean and you got your body right, wow, you're not going to want so much of that stuff. Trust me. When I do it, when I go off the wagon a little bit and grab a bag of potato chips after the auction because I'm starving and I got hours before I can go home because there's checkout, this, that, and something to deal with. And that's the only thing left. And, my shakes are gone for the day and all the veggies I ate. I do that. Next thing you know, I want a piece of candy. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Okay, leave it alone. The craving will pass. But those are the kind of things, the further you stay away from the garbage, the better. Now, if you're going, hey, I like potato chips, great. You know what? Send me an email or something. I'll send you a recipe for making sweet potato chips that'll kick your butt. You'll never go back to eating a regular potato chip. They are so delicious that I have a little bit of portion control issue with them. However, it's not a bad thing because they're organic, and the way we do them. But, oh my God, delicious. So there's always a way. And I know I'm probably getting... I'm getting a little long here on my equipment's telling me, all right, shut up, coach. And hopefully you guys are going, no, come on, bring it on. This is valuable. This is valuable. Yes, please let me know because I want to bring you value. I'm not just ranting and raving. All right, we're going to go real fast through the rest of this so I can get you on with your day. Calories versus nutrition. People are always like, I'm on a 1,200 calorie diet. I'm going to do 600 calories. You're going to turn your metabolism off is what you're going to do. Or I eat 5,000 calories a day. Let me tell you something. If you're getting 5,000 calories a day and you're not eating like salads that are this big, you're probably eating the wrong foods. I have a higher caloric intake probably than most people because I do a lot of healthy fats. So, a little packet of the oil that I like, the brain octane oil, has a lot more calories than some other foods. But the benefits are great, but the benefits far outweigh the calories. So you want to know what's the nutrition you're getting, number one. Number two, you want to make sure that you're not getting toxins. I don't care how low in calories something is, these low-fat salad dressings that are loaded with sugars and canola oils and soy and all this garbage and BHT, and you go, oh, it's low fat. Nope. And you know what? I'm going to tell you a little synergy. when you're eating that big old spinach salad, and some people go, I eat it with no oil and stuff, or I just put vinegar on it, you're cheating yourself. The vitamin K and several other nutrients in those greens are fat soluble. They got to ride in on a fat. So if you don't have a healthy fat with the greens, and just keep this as a general rule of thumb, not going to get into which and what vitamins and blah, blah, blah. If you're not having a little healthy fat with your greens, you're cheating yourself because half your nutrients is getting crapped out. So watch. The low fat stuff is almost always higher in sugar. Read your labels. Stay away from most oils. Don't get anything that just says vegetable oil. I'll give you a quick rundown. Grapeseed oil is awesome. Olive oil, just don't heat it. Don't flash these oils. Coconut oil, Udo's oil. Those are all really good, healthy oils. So, bam, calories versus nutrition. Pay attention to your nutrition levels, less than your calories. Don't eat stupid excessive amounts of calories, and don't try to stay so low on calories that you're going to turn the metabolism down. If you've ever seen a gas stove, taking your calories down to a point, you'll never boil water. You're never going to burn fat if your calories are so low that your body thinks it's starving to death. Do explore fasting. If you haven't seen the video before this one, go back to that. I like the 1 day a week fast for, an extended. Check it out. Try it out. It gives that body the break. That's different than turning down the metabolism by eating a continual low-fat diet. It's kind of like HIIT training in fitness. If you just go for a light jog every day on the treadmill, yeah, it's good for your cardio system. Yeah, you're going to maybe lose a little bit of weight. But if you go for that interval where you jog harder, walk, jog harder, walk. Next day you lift weights. Next day you do a jog. Next day you do a cardio class. Next day you do a weight class. Those are the type of things that hit that high intensity where you bring it up, you let it come down a little bit. Well, that's going to be the same thing with your metabolism. Doing a fast, boom, you got nothing coming in. Flush time. Okay, great. You go back to sensible. Boom. It's like the heart rate monitor going up and down, as opposed to we don't want to see it going like that. Makes sense? Think of your exercise training and your dietary when it comes to eating and that too. We don't want a flat line. Flat line keeps you stagnant or dead if it's your heart rate. The interval is what you want to do. You want to keep your body guessing. You want to keep your body up, down, up, down. Doesn't mean eat garbage and then eat clean, eat garbage, eat clean, but it does mean that fasting allows that break, and then you can back up. All right, so I don't want to get into hours and hours and hours of this because I know you got to get to actually implementing what we teach you. So, last thing I'm going to cover for you is whole food versus blending versus juicing. We're always having the argument of, if you don't do this, if you juice it, you lose this, if you eat it whole, you lose this. Let's get it right here. Whole foods, what are the benefits of eating whole foods? Let's take something that you could eat, juice, or blend. So in its full state, you eat it, crunch, crunch, crunch. Chances are you're not chewing enough unless you're a person who's really gotten yourself to chew 50 times before you swallow. So that goes in the digestive system. Your body gets to use some of it. Great. Does extract some nutrients. The rest comes out. You may see that carrot pieces coming out if you look. Just saying. Not all of that is going to get digested. All right, how about if we blend it? We blend it up with some other stuff into a smoothie, and that carrot makes its way in there. Now we've already busted up the carrot into a much more digestive, and I'm using carrot because it is a hard, tough to digest unless it's blended or really chewed or juiced. Now you're getting about maybe 50% better to 66% better absorption of those nutrients. Okay, makes sense. It's already partially digested by the time it hits your digestive system. Let's look at it that way. Great. What are the upsides to that? Okay, the upside is you still have the fiber of that carrot, which is good for keeping the rest of the digestive system moving. You've gotten those nutrients, 2 to maybe 3 times more bioavailable to your system. And great, so you got a double win there. What about juicing? Okay, what if we juice that carrot? Now all that nutrient, almost instantaneous availability. Bam, fastest way. If you've ever had a fresh raw juice and you've been tired and hot and you drink a fresh raw juice, you feel like $1,000,000. Part of it is some sugars in the veggies and fruits, and you get a little spike there. The other side is all that nutrient, your body doesn't have to work too hard at all to bind to that and take it into the system. It's liquid. Bam. So you go, juicing wins. You get all the nutrients from juicing. That's all we should do all day is juice, right? Best way to get it fast, easy, efficiently, not a lot of digestive energy spent on it. Uh-oh. What about going to the bathroom? What about pushing through the bottom side of the digestive system? Missing the fiber. Well, I've seen people juice and then sit there with a spoon and eat that pile of mess that comes out afterwards. Hey, you know what? That's probably a really good idea, and that's really disciplined, and it probably really tastes like shit. I don't know if I want to eat celery, beet, and carrot, remains. However, I love that juice. Yum. It might not be quite as yum as some of the other juices we make, but it doesn't take much time to get it down. It doesn't taste horrible. It tastes pretty good. But eating that poopy pulp that comes out of there, it might not be so exciting. So you go, okay, well, what do we do? Which is number one? There is no number one. Juicing is a great way to make sure that you are making up for the nutrients you're not getting eating a lot during the day, because a lot of times we're not eating enough whole foods to get the nutrients, okay? Enough of the right stuff. It would take a lot. If you juice down a big old bowl of spinach, you're going to get a little cup of juice like that. You're going to get all that nutrient that's in here, but you're not getting the fiber, okay? If you put that spinach in your protein shake like I do and kind of hide it, because, I don't know, chocolate and spinach don't always taste great together, but when it hides in there because the raw cacao overpowers it, wow, I don't even realize I'm having spinach for my second breakfast. Not that I don't like spinach, but I prefer spinach in a salad, not as a dessert. So that's a good way to get it both in there. And then the whole food, you want that fiber. You want the fiber to do, and you need that feeling of satisfaction to have some sort of whole food going into the belly. So what it is use them all. Your whole foods are probably what you eat the most, unless you're really diligent about preparation, which would be a good thing to really start getting diligent about. Blending is great, or smoothies. Do not go to the Planet Smoothie place with any fillers. Anybody use fillers? Oh, hell no. If you're near a clean juice, wow, they've got it right as far as a smoothie bar and a juice bar. They use no fillers or bases in their smoothies. They use like frozen banana and stuff, and it's all organic. Shout out to Clean Juice. They've actually got the concept of smoothies right, and they're frickin' delicious. So find a Clean Juice near you. Tell them Coach Lew sent you in. They are awesome because they're on the right track with that. Juicing is amazing because you're going to get that instant blast of all your nutrients and a little bit of an energy blast. So use them all. Your whole foods are obviously going to be your normal meals. Maybe your blends, or AKA smoothies or shakes, are going to be your in-between snacks. And juicing should be part of your everyday catch-all. Let's make sure you're getting that nutrients that your body can absorb easily if it's missing elsewhere. So we got it. There is no one better than the other. They all serve a purpose. They're all part of a healthy lifestyle. Don't skip out on any of them, and you will find that your nutrition levels are definitely a plus. So I'm going to cut this short right here because you guys are going to kill me. This has been a long training video. Do you have some notes made? Number one question. Number two, do you have stuff you can implement? Did you learn anything? Is there a couple of things you can cut out that you just found out and said, hey, I thought that was pretty decent for me, but it's really not. And do you have a couple of things you can add in? And are you willing to take a 10 or 30-day challenge and go, okay, I'm going to cut XYZ, i.e., wheat, dairy products. I am going to add juicing every day or a juice every other day, and I'm going to add a couple of blends, and I'm going to go 90% raw and 90% veggies. Are you willing to do that for 10 days? And if it feels good, continue. But more importantly, would you do it for 30 days and see? And I can tell you the best thing in the world I'd love to recommend to you is go to your doctor, get your blood work done now. And even if it costs you a few bucks, go get it done after 30 or 60 days of doing this diligently and see the difference for yourself. Talk to your doctor, show them the difference. Keep a journal, keep a log. How do you feel? Are your sleep patterns better? What's going on? Yeah. So, guys, I'm going to come to a close here. Monday's live. Not sure where it's going to take place. I'm going to be up in Western New York or the Pennsylvania area. We're going up for a race. So it's going to be a quick live. It will be, God knows where I'm going to be broadcasting from. It'll probably be a very impromptu. So let me know if there's any questions you have on this. Connect with me, revitalizelife.com. Send me a note, an email, or call me. Let me know anything that we can address. If you have questions that I can address on Monday's live, this will be on the blog, and the live will be on the blog. And we're just going to keep on going forward. We have got a buttload of stuff to cover this month. In a little over a month, we've got 6 weeks of H1. This is week 3. Next week on week 4, we're going to talk about fitness. We're going to talk about cardio versus strength, stages of life, matching your goals with your lifestyle, enjoying longevity, and testing and monitoring to see what's really going on and what's really best. Guys, live with passion, energy, always live your dreams. This is Coach Lew. Send him lots of love. Look forward to visiting with you again soon.